guys, Oscar here again from Affiliate Summit at notagarager.com. I'm here with William from Minds.com, and I know absolutely nothing about him, but he's going to tell me. So, William, hi.
Hey.
So tell me, what is Minds.com, or what do you have to tell me?
Sure. So we're an open source and encrypted social network that rewards you with virality for using it. So basically, for every vote, comment, upload, everything you do, you're earning this digital currency that we created, and you can exchange those for views on your content. So say you earn 100 points. You can exchange those 100 points for 100 views on your video or your post, whatever you want. So there's this incentive structure. And additionally, it's encrypted, so we have no access to the content of users' messages, and that was all in response to the surveillance that's happening everywhere that people are pretty upset about. And we just are releasing a peer-to-peer ad network, so actually pages, or channels in our case, can pay each other for posts in order to share their content. So basically, I could offer you $100 if you have an audience that I want to reach to share my post.
And we set our own prices.
Yes.
It's like one-on-one, whatever.
Yep.
If I want to charge you $1,000 and you agree to it.
Yep.
It's good. Is this what was that network that came out a few years ago? The whole Diaspora. Anything like that? Are you guys based on that?
No, we're not based on that, but I know those guys and they're awesome. They're open source. That project is not getting that much energy. It hasn't really been developing hard at all.
So I jumped on that, because I go to every network to test them out and stuff. And it was great, but no traction.
No traction. I think it's a little bit. I love the decentralized aspect. I mean, we're decentralized too, but I think they're almost too decentralized for their own good. It's like you get to the site and you're like, okay, now what? I have to launch my own node. People who are new to open source and decentralization, they don't get that. They need some degree of centralization in order to become acquainted with, open source communities, here's the value of this collaborative environment.
You need like a leader kind of thing.
You need a leader, and they didn't really even have a node that was leading it. It's not like you can go to diaspora.com and you can see a million people there. So we're sort of trying to ease people into encryption and open source and digital currency.
So obviously, I mean, there's the big networks out there that are like established, and people are spending half of their day on them. How are you onboarding people so they stick around? What is some of your tactics to do that?
We're driving traffic to the site through blogging, so we have a blogging platform on the site too. You can upload any kind of videos, media, blogs. And so we have a big social media following on Facebook and Twitter. So we write blogs about world news, whatever interesting topic going on. And we drive traffic to the site that way, and then people sign up from going to those blogs and seeing content that they like.
How do you get, let's say I sign up, how do I get my friends to come back? I mean, obviously invite them, but...
one of the interesting things is our initial community, who's very active. Some of them have a friend group on there, but a lot of it is meeting all new people. A lot of the appeal is finding totally new network.
New friends that are there.
New friends that are there. I think that, eventually we can hope that people will invite all their friends. But, there's a lot of value, too, in discovering new audiences. And because of the reward system, it's become pretty sticky because you can, without having any following, you can gain thousands of followers, real ones, just from using the app.
Because it's fresh and people are excited about it and stuff in there.
I mean, if you sign up for Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or whatever, now, it's actually pretty hard to develop a following. So, because when you boost your posts or do peer-to-peer boosts with other users, the structure and system on Minds actually does make it easier for someone totally fresh to get followers, even than on Instagram and Facebook. Even though we have way less users than them, the system propels users' virality as opposed to restricting it.
That makes sense. Now, you mentioned something, of course, is at the core of the way the network works, and it's the incentivizing part of it. So I'm not going to mention the name, but I'm sure you're aware of it, the other...
Sue?
Yeah. So obviously they're getting a lot of crap from people because, hey, well, you're getting paid, and it's really a lot of spamming. How are you preventing incentivization from making you like a spam marketplace.
Well, theirs is sort of a totally different reward model. They're using Google Ads and paying people for.
It's arbitrary. Yeah, it's like splitting their shares and stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, our system doesn't reward that.
Okay.
It doesn't. We don't have. We want to integrate people to be able to monetize through advertising, but we're actually building our own ad network
Yeah.
as opposed to using the third-party ads.
Okay.
And I mean, the amount that people are earning on Sue is pretty negligible.
Right. I mean, I talked to some other people that are earning a lot of money, and it's like there's 3 people that earn, pocket change,
Right.
which seems like great amount of money for posting my stuff, but it's like, people, for me, my friends, my audience, it would not be worth it. It's just like,
Yeah, and it's a proprietary, closed environment. The features there aren't too many features. I think that they're going in the right direction, though.
Sure.
I appreciate the fact that they want to reward people.
and I like the education they're bringing about this. Like, hey, Facebook's making billions of dollars off
Yeah,
of
you deserve something.
Sure, you should get paid. So now tell me, more about Minds. What else do you want to tell me about?
What's happening on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram is pages are paying each other off network in order to promote each other's posts. So, and actually we participate in that on Facebook. We have an alliance of a bunch of different news pages. And instead of using Facebook's ads, which don't really work that well, to be honest, sometimes they can, but we will pay each other for slots on each other's pages.
Sure.
And we're doing that off network.
Okay.
We're negotiating those deals, doing contracts and whatnot. But what our system allows is if you have a big following, then any page can send you offers, which you get a little notification directly. So you don't have to deal with all these contracts for syndication. It's so much faster.
I see.
Any random person can send you an offer for
And you accept
$50. You accept or
decline.
reject.
Okay.
And so you see these.
And this is a built-in.
built in. Yeah.
We do it on your dashboard or whatever.
Yeah.
I can accept right there.
Yep.
How do I get paid? Do I have to connect PayPal or?
Yeah, we're using Braintree, so you can either get paid through Venmo or direct deposit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to tell me this, but what's your user base like right now, as far as numbers go?
We've got 1 million monthly active users, but it's weird because you have logged out users and logged in users, so
Sure.
that's sort of an average.
So active 1 million, but what about registered?
Registered about 500,000.
Okay. Very good. Okay, so do you guys have a demo video somewhere online or so?
Yeah, for sure.
So I'll integrate that into the video, guys. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, ultimately our goal is to just reward users in all these multiple aspects. So the reason that open source matters is because we believe in transparency, hyper-transparency. So you can't know if you're being spied on unless you have access to the code.
Yeah.
So that's key. And then the encryption is key, obviously, because when you're getting ads targeted at you based on the content of your private messages and everything that you're typing in, that's just... What we're doing is taking what all the top networks, proprietary networks, are doing and sort of inversing it.
Yeah.
So Facebook is restricting your reach. So you post on Facebook, you're only reaching 3% of your fans.
Right.
We say we're going to give you 100% reach, and not only that, we're going to reward you with more reach.
Yeah.
They spy on you, we want to encrypt, we want to protect your
Sure.
privacy. So it's sort of doing everything the other way.
Sure. And I come from the open source world in IT, so I know exactly how that works. But so are you telling me I can actually look at the source code somewhere? Like, can I go and browse
GitHub.
through in GitHub? Okay.
Yeah, we've released all the front end so far. We're releasing the back end later this year.
Okay.
But all the mobile front end and so github.com/minds, or you can go to minds.org.
And besides the openness about it, are you actually accepting bug fixes and features? If somebody starts writing extra stuff,
We're in
you
beta right
consider
now,
it?
so of course, that's all the. We're in beta, so there's still bugs around. But
course.
we even put a little bug icon on the top bar of the website,
Sure.
because we're sort of openly acknowledging that look, this isn't perfect, but it's open source, it's collaborative, and so we've integrated a couple dozen feature requests. It's all about the community.
Sure.
There's no reason for us to develop things that the users don't want. So we're directly responding to what the users want.
Okay. And then one more based on this open source thing. Based on your algorithm for, let's say, advertising or the virality of it, given that it's open source, how are you preventing from a smart marketer to like milk it? Since they're able to see exactly what's going on, so they can be like, you know what?
Sure.
Nobody's doing this, so I'm just going to hammer this topic or this whatever. Like
Gaming is inevitable. I mean, we do already have some people trying to manipulate
Sure.
the point system, but we have a good monitoring tool in place so we can see which users are earning points, how they're earning them.
Sure.
And, that's just part of the game. I mean, the same thing's happening on Facebook and Twitter with people generating fake likes
Sure.
and all that kind of stuff.
So your response to that is probably just a little policing on terms of service kind of thing?
Policing. And the last thing I should mention is that the peer-to-peer ad network where we can offer each other money, that's just the first monetization step. Ultimately, we are going to offer users tools to do pay-per-view, to charge for subscriptions to their channel. We want to give users as many tools as possible to make money.
Awesome.
So it's
Do
not.
you have anything like a private paid area versus a public
Yes,
one?
that's in the timeline for this year.
That sounds great. Awesome.
Great.
Thanks, William.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
What advice would you give to someone just starting out?
My advice would be actually to start. Seriously, to start. See, most bloggers, most people starting out, what they do is they're trying to.
One of the largest blogs in the planet, the largest one in India. And I want to ask him some questions on your behalf so you understand that anybody can do this. Harsh, how long have you been blogging?
About 7 years.
So 7 years. And what can you tell somebody that wants to start now as far as how to achieve success?
Okay, the very first thing, like